Hi, I'm Steve Kane. Here in the Midwest, I'm known as the Dean of Wrestling Referees. I've been in the wrestling industry for almost 30 years now, and I love being a part of the independent wrestling scene. Why is that? Because on the independent wrestling scene, we have more of a connection to our fans than the wrestlers in the big companies. We see our fans before shows. They hang out with us at parties after shows. They become as much a part of the promotion as those of us in the ring. And that is something that these big stars don't get. They're sheltered away in their hotel rooms and their gyms and their arenas, and they don't get that buzz, that vibe, that juice that we get on the independent scene. No, we're not making the big money, but you know what? We're making friends. We're making friends in the ring and in the stands. And that connection is better and deeper than anything any of these big name guys is going to have. They've lost that because now they're there. They made it, but it's not the same. We do what we do because we love it, not because of a big check. And sometimes what you feel is worth more than what you're getting paid.
What indie wrestling means to me. Let's talk about what indie wrestling is. Indie wrestling has been something that's evolved over time and became its own entity now. It's this thing that's greater than anything else. Indie wrestling has become this spectacle that is starting to become not a lost art, but an art that everyone must experience once. When you go to an indie show, everything's genuine. The reactions, the connections, the friendships, even the wrestlers. There's not one thing about an indie show that doesn't feel real. Everything about indie wrestling is what makes a person believe that tomorrow's going to be great. That tonight everything is not hurting. There's nothing wrong. Because when that bell rings to start that first match, everyone forgets about everyday life. Everybody forgets about the struggle. Everyone forgets about the hardships. And they remember that there are two men or women in that ring putting their body on the line to entertain them. And indie fans are the best because they understand that and they respect that and they give you that reaction, that which makes it genuine. What indie wrestling means to me is the escape of everything. When I put my shooters on, my kick pads, my knee pads, and I wrap my wrist up in tape and I hear my music hit, it's like everything that happened in that day, that week, that month, doesn't matter. Because once I step through the curtain, that's what matters. Indie wrestling is changing, and it's changing for the better. And if you haven't been to an indie show, buy a ticket. It's like nothing you'll ever experience before.
Hello, I'm Joel Lovett, and I was tagged in Dave Dynasty's post for wrestling fans to make short videos and send them in to him, telling him what independent wrestling means to them. Now, up until 2 years ago, all I knew was New Era Wrestling and Who's Your Pro. If you were talking about wrestling and you were talking about New Era, TJ Kemp, Damian Cole, I didn't know you. You were a crazy person. Wrestling to me was, you bring a group of friends or family, you buy your ticket, you go sit down, get some popcorn, maybe a hot dog, then you enjoy a show of sweaty men beating each other up. Because that sounds like a great time. But to some people, it is a great time. I mean, look at me, I'm born into a wrestling family. So, I naturally have to go to every show. But even if I wasn't born into this wrestling family, I would find a way to still go to these shows. Independent wrestling is how I made most of my friends through the years. I don't have friends my age. I have friends who are adults. 10, 20 years older than me. I have like one friend my age. But independent wrestling does that. It makes you friends that you never thought you would ever have. It's something that you can't describe in a short video like Dave Dynasty told me to. Seriously, Dave, why did you tag me in this? You know I can't do this kind of stuff. Independent wrestling's, again, all I knew when I was a kid. It's the best form of entertainment on this planet.
I'm not limited by time restraints or commercial breaks. I'm not bound by some billion-dollar marketing machine that's just trying to cram me down into some nice, neat little package they can present to you, the people. For the past 28 years, indie wrestling has allowed me to live out my childhood dream. It's allowed me to be myself, and it's allowed my personality to escape and to reach my full potential in life, pretty much. It's been a part of my life ever since I can remember. And just indie wrestling is just what it is. It's not perfect. What can go wrong will go wrong. Always expect the unexpected. Those are great things about independent wrestling that make it what it is, make it what I love to be a part of. Just the freedom and the ability to express myself the way that I want to the audience that I want to. It makes me smile when I think about all the memories throughout the years, just of being part of the local independent scene here in the Midwest. So yeah, independent wrestling, I love it.
What does independent wrestling mean to me? I guess it means long nights, early mornings. It means learning how to manage my time and balance my life between my family life and my professional wrestling life. It means learning how to be responsible for myself and how to be a successful business person. But I guess it also means expressing myself. Professional wrestling is a long storied tradition, an art form, and it gives me an avenue that I can express myself through by putting my own spin on things. It also, for me personally, means that I successfully completed a goal that I had, and shows my daughter, who I have now, or any future kids that I have with my wife, that you can set goals and you can accomplish them. That's what independent wrestling means to me.
Hi, I'm Max McFarland, and I am a referee for WCWO in Indianapolis, Indiana. But more importantly than that, I am a fan of professional wrestling, and I have been a fan of professional wrestling for my entire life. I have watched almost every promotion out there, from New Japan to Ring of Honor to Combat Zone to even the old ECW and WCWs. What does wrestling mean to me? Wrestling. For that question, I will take you back to 2009. I was 11 years old, and I was going to school somewhere in Tennessee. And I was told by a lot of the other kids that I would never do anything with my life and that wrestling was always fake or even gay. So about that time, I stopped believing myself, and I didn't even talk to many people because it got so bad I became an introvert. I went home one night, 2009, to watch a TNA pay-per-view called No Surrender. And the main event of that match was a fatal five-way between AJ Styles, Matt Morgan, Kurt Angle, Sting, and Hernandez. During that match, since I was told that I was never going to be anything because I was even too small, that match, AJ Styles won his first TNA World Heavyweight Championship. It was such an emotional moment that almost every fan in the arena was going out there to even celebrate in the ring with him. That reminded me that if there's something I want to do, anything I want to do, all I have to do is put my mind into it, and I can achieve anything. Kids, don't give up on your dreams. Because as long as you work for it, you'll go somewhere. Adults, please don't be bad parents. Support your kids and your dreams, and support indie wrestling.
What's up? I'm Mike Isaacs from the Dave Dynasty Show, and what does independent wrestling mean to me? Independent wrestling means to me is the true heart and soul of wrestling entertainment. You know, I like the WWEs and the TNAs, but there's nothing as beautiful as going to a random wrestling event in some random town and just being able to see the amazingness that is independent wrestling. That is the variety and the uniqueness of independent wrestling. Independent wrestling is so amazing because of all that uniqueness and the different people, the different places. I mean, hell, even as a bad guy, I can appreciate the fine thing that is the art of independent wrestling. Just remember that there's nothing better than independent wrestling because it is indeed independent. And you can't teach that.
Well, you know, indie wrestling to me is family. It's excitement. It's just something special when everyone gets together for a show. I've experienced it many times, and it means a great deal to me because of the family feeling, more than you get on the higher level such as WWE. You just don't get that. Plus, in my opinion, people on the indie circuit work a lot harder to get where they need to be because they have to prove themselves. On the higher levels, in my opinion, people really don't do that. I know there's exceptions, but it's not like the indie circuit. I love the indie circuit, and I always will. It's my family.